Hey there, beautiful souls. Reverend Jess, Intuitive Angel Healer here with Spoken Like an Angel. Spirit really came upon me today. If today is July 13th, it's also 10 days before we go out of Mercury retrograde. And interesting enough, I get prophetic messages, but I also have, all kinds of sorts of different cards, like oracle cards and tarot cards. But I got these 3 cards fell out of my deck, and Spirit said they want me to share this message with you. So if you're tuning in right now, let me know in the comment section. These messages are timeless, but I know that this message is for you, especially because it's so significant, because the death card is the number 13. Today is the 13th. 13 is notoriously known for endings. And if you do the numerology on 13 and break it down, it ends up being a 4. 4 is a life path number. So if you have a life path number, look into that. Number 4 is the builder. So this message is definitely for you. Especially, what's even more significant about this is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a water sign, a feminine energy. It's like the nurturer, but it's also the sign for Cancer. Now, if you look at this card right here, you can see that there's a big old sunflower above her head, and this is the Sun card. Sunflower is also for Cancer zodiac, and we are right in smack dab in the middle of Cancer. So this message, especially if you're Cancer or Pisces, because Pisces is also the Queen of Cups is Pisces energy, but it's also officially a Cancer sign. So if you notice, the Queen of Cups is looking this way to the left, and she's looking basically to the past. And if you notice, the Death card is also looking to the past. The Sun card is looking towards the future. The Sun card's the most positive card, and it's revealing things. So this is an intuitive message that I got, is that there's endings happening for this Queen of Cups. So really, I heavily hear Pisces and Cancer energy. You're someone, if you resemble this Queen of Cups energy, if you notice, she's got a blue dress on, and when I looked at that, immediately I thought I got Cinderella, and I heard Cinderella, Cinderella, always Cinderella, do the dishes, do the cleaning. So if you felt like Cinderella most of your life, you've taken care of people with a smile on your face, and you've nurtured people, but they didn't nurture you back. That's where this Death card energy is coming in, because also, if you notice, there is a bikini on this lizard. It's the Chameleon, but I feel like you're gonna be in for some beach days. And also, this red feather is very significant. Red is the root chakra. I feel like you're healing something in your root chakra, and I'm hearing falcon energy. So look up the meaning of red feather. I can't think of it right at the moment, but red feather is very significant. And if you have a spirit guide who's been talking to you in red, like feathers, dropping feathers, brown, black, and red. Also, I'm getting heavy Marilyn Monroe vibes. I don't know where that, you have to take it as it resonates, but I feel like you're gonna be like a Marilyn Monroe story. If you know anything about the back end of Marilyn Monroe, she didn't come from a rich family. She came from absolute poverty, and she built up her success. So what you're doing right now, you've been building up your success in the background, quietly, humbly. like the Queen of Cups. And notice she's got a red cup. There's a lot of red that's significant in here. And this is all about your root chakra. I'm hearing your cup's going to be overflowing. There's a lot of beach vibes. So if you're by a beach or you're going to be headed to a beach soon, we are in the middle of summer again. 19 is also a significant number. So I feel like something that maybe on the 19th, today is definitely the ending of something significant. And I feel like this is a vulture on this card. Somebody's been a vulture. If you also notice, there's a butterfly right there. If you've been seeing a lot of monarch butterflies, you have someone in spirit who is a bit on the dark side, but they are on your side because you helped out. You have allies in the dark and the light. So let me know how that resonates with you. Starfish are also very significant, and look up the meaning for seal because I can't remember seal spirit animal right at the moment. But I know that Spirit's showing me right now that you have a very big connection to Atlantis and you have a very big connection to water. So this definitely goes out to my water signs. Also, I'm hearing that this Queen of Cups, this has to do with a King of Cups. So, that's tied into the message very heavily. Somebody that is your oppressor is a King of Cups, and that person's going down like Julie Brown. Also, Plato and Aristotle's are very big spirit guides. They're Greek philosophers. So if you've been having, and Socrates, you have a lot of Greek energy. Feel like you've had a past life in Athens, is what I'm hearing. Spirit is telling me that Plato and Aristotle's, Aristotle is your spirit guides. Both Plato and Aristotle believed in the existence of the immortal soul and that it was the most important aspect. So there's a lot of Greek philosophy, Athens energy flowing around you right now. So if you've been kind of looking into that or being led to been called to read up on stuff like that, definitely do that because that's bringing in an energy of these spirit guides with you because they're your mentor right now and you're the student is what I'm hearing. And then I'm hearing Socrates, it's better to suffer and die than be corrupted and use one's wealth and power in a dishonorable way. So somebody's been using this King of Cups especially has been using their power against you. I hear for at least 5 years. And that's coming to an end because today is the 13th. Death card is number 13. Death card clears out. Look, if you see, there's another red feather there. So there's definitely a connection with red feather, and that might even be somebody's ancestor, like a Native American named Red Feather in your, look up your lineage. Feel like that's somebody's uncle. Spirit wants you to know right now that you were meant, here's the craziest thing. I just pulled this out and I was just talking about Native American. These are my wow, that's crazy. So that is a confirmation right there. That red feather is, you're going to have to look that up where it comes in, but you have a spirit guide either by the name of red feather or you actually have a ancestor named red feather. In the past life you were a scribe or a writer, and that's confirmation about the Athens Greek energy of Socrates and Plato and Aristotle. So that's crazy. I just pulled these out. These are my these are my past life cards, and that's crazy. So you definitely had a past life with Native American roots, or you are Native American, and or you have the spirit guide, however it resonates to you. But those are definitely big confirmations. That's just crazy. Because right now you're getting the wisdom. These cards are just falling out. It's crazy because sometimes I use my cards, sometimes I don't. But spirit has me use these because when I use the cards, it triggers something. I remember when I first started doing my readings, somebody tried to blame and shame me. I found out because they didn't want me to get better than them, but they were a bad group of mediums, and they told me that I was my gifts were weak because I used cards. And the reason why I use cards is because I have had to go through a lot of trauma, and the trauma ended up causing a block in my crown chakra, so I couldn't tap into my full messages. And so when I see these cards, they trigger something with spirit, and that's how spirit talks to me. So I had these bad group of spiritual people telling me that I wasn't a true reader. And it was just because they, I don't know, they've spent all this time clearing out their third eye chakra, and maybe they didn't have as much trauma as I had, but they made me feel bad because I used my cards. But the cards, the pictures, that's how spirit talks to you. So somebody out there needs to hear this and know that it's your language. Spirit talks to you in the language that you understand. And don't listen to people, because if people, first of all, you're a very low vibrational spiritual person. If you're going and telling somebody that their gift's not good enough because they use spiritual tools, they're called esoteric tools for a reason. And some people can do readings out of tea leaves and coffee grounds. So it's amazing to me. I had to go through that spiritual lesson, that ending of having these narcissists around me telling me that I wasn't good enough, or trying to sway me to lower my confidence. So somebody out there is trying to lower your confidence, and if they're your people, they're going to be like, wow, that's cool that you can do that. They're not going to be like, wow, you're not doing a good enough job, you don't talk to spirit good enough, because a real spiritual person would never tell you that. A real spiritual person would honor your message that you're bringing from spirit, not tell you that you're doing it wrong. And there's a lot of earth angels and people that are in my soul tribe uh, that have had a lot of trauma and don't get into their gifts because they don't trust themselves. And so I really hope this message helps you right now to understand that you need to get the wisdom. Once you get the wisdom and get rid of the toxic people, the blessings start coming in. We have 10 more days till Mercury retrograde's over, and this one's pretty intense. It's in Cancer, and we are starting a new, you're actually stepping out of this harsh reality that you've been in for over 15 years. This isn't like you went through a little rough streak. You went through a very long rough streak, and you're losing a little bit of faith, a little bit of hope out there, wondering when it's going to be your turn. Spirit wants you to know that you're going to be traveling soon. And that's where this beach energy is coming through. So let me know if this is your message. I hear that you need to work with affirmations, though, to believe that this was part of your soul contract. Everything that's happening is happening for a reason. You signed up for this, and you signed up because you signed up for a pretty rough soul contract, but this is like you took on 5 life lessons at one time. Not many people do that. Some people come to just learn one lesson. They're showing me you've been doing this since you were a baby. And this has to do something with since you were a baby. I'm hearing you were prayed over to you had religious people pray over you to make sure. They're showing me kind of like not, it's not Snow White, it's the other one where they Anastasia, I think. They prayed over you to keep your gifts never to come out, because then if you came out, you would expose people. So definitely right now, you need to, if you've been having a lot of dreams about the past or like about since you were a baby, just keep a dream journal right now. I'm showing that this is connected to the Civil War. This goes back to an ancestor in the Civil War. You're clearing out some karmic lineage since then. Also, Spirit wants you to know that there's abundance all around, but you need to stop asking for permission. I'm hearing you need to repeat, I welcome the energy of the highest truth and wisdom and compassion. Compassion is my compass. I'm willing to hold space for the experience of others. I'm willing to hold space for myself. So you have a lot of people with a superiority complex. And I'm also hearing your life's like Job, and they're showing me Leviathan is the king of children of pride, and that's Job 41. Job 41 Bible verse. And Spirit wants you to know that nobody listens to you when you match energies. So don't match energy right now, because again, it's Mercury retrograde and nobody listens to you. The loudest one in the room doesn't win, is what I'm hearing. You have karmic justice coming in for you. I'm hearing proof is in the pudding. Right now, your guides and angels are helping you move out of this blame and shame frequency, and they want you to know, is it for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? Repeat that to yourself, because right now, you're going through this for a reason, so you can clear out these seasons, so you don't have to keep repeating this your whole lifetime. But you got to be open to receive the guidance of the highest truth and compassion. I'm hearing that again. I'm also seeing Lilo and Stitch, and I'm hearing Ohana. Ohana means no one left behind. So you're definitely gonna be having your angels come through and clear out some stuff for you. You're not going to be left where you are. You do need to shake off this octopus spirit attachment, which is connected to their mind controlling spirits that are trying to get you in this frequency so you don't enlighten, so you miss your opportunity. And it's also connected to the story of Samson and Delilah, where Delilah, it's 2 Corinthians 11:14, she seduced Samson to give in so she could manipulate him. So you got a lot of marine magic in use. And they're showing me Ursula, which was a sea witch. So again, remember I was telling you about this water energy. So you definitely got this water energy, this marine spirits that are trying to come up against you. And I'm seeing these tentacles from the octopus. So they're trying to put these thoughts in. You're going to have to say, I do not accept this energy. And they're trying to confuse you and create illusions, just like Ursula did to Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Right now, I'm hearing there's a lot of camouflaging going on, and that's what a chameleon does. So look up chameleon spirit, but you definitely have an ending happening today. And I feel like by the 19th, something significant is going to happen for you on the 19th. That's about 6 days away. So in the next 6 days, pay attention, because like I said, Mercury retrogrades over in 10 days, and Spirit doesn't usually bring in new things. It's all about clearing up old things in Mercury retrograde. I'm also hearing that song, Hey, Mrs. Robinson, Jesus loves you more than you could know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's from Simon and Garfunkel. And the whole song's about her putting on a mask for society, but she's over there dipping into her nose candy and her drink. I think it's more of the drink, but she's hiding it so nobody knows about it. That's what you have, a feminine energy in your life that has been doing a little partaking of substances in the shadows and pretending that she doesn't have an addiction issue, and that's being exposed right now. And I feel like they're showing me a grandmother and a mother that are getting exposed. So you also showed up to expose this energy, not to hide it. So don't feel guilty. It's not your problem when it does come out. But you got to make choices whether you're going to go on your mission that you're supposed to be on, or if you're going to hide in the shadows, because that's part of your soul contract that you're clearing up. I'm also hearing you carry Christ-like consciousness. So you have a prophetic voice. A lot of this stuff is going, one more thing they want me to show is that your love life is revolving around the connection with your father. So think about the connection if you have with your father, and if immediately you think, oh, that's not good, then that's why you haven't been attracting the right partner. And your angels are helping you with this, and they're showing me trees. And it's also about healing the mother wound. So once you heal this mother wound and this father wound, and understand what the issue was between your mother and your father, that's where your love life's going to get better. I'm definitely seeing trees. Your ancestors live in the trees, and also it can help you clear out your energy. Your mother had an issue with authority figures, and that is where your defiance comes from. And there was a lot of imprisonment and slavery on your lineage. And that's, okay, so they're showing me it's like in past lives, like your father was in, because I was showing you Civil War energy earlier, and that Native American. So they're showing me like the time when, I don't remember which war it was, but it was when they were, going after the Native Americans in Texas, that Texas war that was going on. Your lineage has a lot to do with that, and it's like your mom was part of that imprisonment or even slavery part, and your dad was part of the being the soldier. And so there's a lot of it's like he fell in love with the slave, and I'm seeing Dances with Wolves, that kind of energy right now. Also, there's I feel like your dad was part of the railroad, and that plays a big uh part in your story too. They're showing me all the way back to biblical times right now, though, that you've been a high priestess and you've went through a lot of persecution and inquisition because of your gift. So that's why you're afraid sometimes to share your gift. But again, that's what happened when you were a baby. You got preyed on, and you weren't, because they didn't want you. There were a lot of fear mongering. They didn't want people to know about this gift because they just didn't understand it, so they thought they would silence it, but it doesn't work that way. I'm hearing thank you start saying this: thank you for guiding me in a way that I can clearly understand. So when you ask your spirit guides for signs and synchronicities, ask them first, say thank you, and let them know that you appreciate it and that you need clear-cut signs, and spirit will give them to you. I remember I was having a rough day the other day, and I was like, I need something right now, spirit. I need to see something just so I can feel better. And all of a sudden the signs started flooding in. Literally a feather appeared, a brown feather appeared next to me, and then all of a sudden all these butterflies started coming in, and then a dragonfly came in, and just like this whole rush of spirit signs that came in. So spirit's always listening to you, even if you can't see it immediately. But you are a star seed first and foremost. You need to, this is right now, you're going through this to give forgiveness for yourself, for past lives, when you had finances and you didn't do right with them because you didn't stand your ground. Not that you were a bad person, but ultimately it's like king and queen energy. That's where the Atlantis comes in, but you followed the crowd and you didn't stand on business. So this lifetime, you're meant to stand on business, and it doesn't matter if people validate you or not, because spirit's validating you every time that you stand on business. So definitely let me know how this resonates for you. I feel like also when you give forgiveness to your past, you're going to be able to bring in your finances a lot more quicker than you thought. And I hear August is going to be a significant month for you. And I keep going back to Marilyn Monroe, so maybe look up that story. And if you're a Cancer, the sunflowers definitely has a big significance for you. So let me know how this reading uh resonated with you. And spirit wants me to leave it off on this: I am the dreamer of my own dream. Compassion is my compass, and I'm willing to hold space for the experience of others. So honor yourself right now and try to, look at the bigger picture of this, but you have an significant ending that is happening today. And the 19th is significant. So either the 19th of this month or the 19th of August. But you've got a lot of things to start celebrating in the future, and let me know when those come through. And if you would like help clearing out your shadow side, I made a book through my prophetic church, and it's by donation. You can click on the link in my bio and get that. It's a workbook, it's a PDF, and it'll give you some significant prayers to help clear up your shadow side that will definitely help you. Love and light, beautiful souls. Have a wonderful rest of your day.